Hey Parkinson's Warriors, today I want to talk a little bit about my new book, which is out now on Amazon and in finer bookstores. It's called Parkinson's Warrior, Fighting Back and Taking Control by me, Nick Pernisco. And I would like to tell you a little bit about it. So basically this book is a few things that I try to accomplish in this book. Is I try to give you kind of a background about my own Parkinson's experience. As those of you who know me or have been following me for a while know, I was diagnosed when I was 33 years old. I had symptoms since I was about 31. That was in 2011 when I was diagnosed. And I just had DBS starting in December of 2018. So it's been a very long journey for me. And I outlined some of my biggest struggles in this book. So it's part memoir. The other part of it is that it's part informational. So if you want to learn about Parkinson's, what is Parkinson's, what are the medications for, what are some of the advanced treatments, how can you stave off progression, things like that. This book has all the info you need in it. And then finally, there's a part of it that is inspirational. And the part of it that I say, you just really got to keep fighting. You can never give up. You can never, let yourself fall victim to this disease. You have to keep fighting every single day. Stay positive. Some days it's going to be very difficult. Some days it'll be impossible to do. But overall, your overall trajectory should be positive and going upward. And that's what I hope to achieve with this book, is to get you into a positive mindset, get you to live your best life today, which is all we have. We have today. Tomorrow we don't know what's going to happen. The past is past. So live your best life today. This book will teach you how to do that. I'd appreciate it if you give it a look. I'll tell you a little bit about some of the chapters that are in here, if you're interested in knowing what's in this book. So flipping through, I can tell you a little bit about the table of contents, things that are in this book. I tell you about my Parkinson's story in Chapter 1. Chapter 2, what is Parkinson's anyways, right? I call it the ballsy palsy. If you want to know why, read it, it's in here. Awakening your inner Parkinson's warrior. That's a huge chapter on getting that motivation to keep going forward. Your care team. Who are these people? People who are going to take care of you. Your loved ones, first and foremost. But also your medical team. Who are these people? Why do you need them so much? Then in Chapter 5, I talk about physical fitness. I talk about all the best physical fitness exercises you can do for Parkinson's. Some you may not have heard of or even thought of are in there as well. Chapter 6, I talk about emotional fitness and things like depression, anxiety, mood, and how these things affect Parkinson's and how Parkinson's affects them. So it's worth taking a look at that. Chapter 7 is cognitive fitness. So talk about memory and thinking and decision making and how Parkinson's affects all those things. So those are worth taking a look at as well. Chapter 8 is nutrition. So what are some of these foods that we might want to eat that are maybe neuroprotective and maybe help us live longer, better lives with the disease. I'm not advocating any kind of diets like keto or anything like that. I advocate a balanced diet. I think if anything, I talk more about like the Mediterranean diet, which isn't really a diet, it's just a way of eating. But a lot of the things we do already in terms of eating things that are not processed and things that are free of preservatives, that's always really good for us. Number 9 is medication. So we talk about the gold standard Cinemet as well as some other ones that a lot of us take. So that's Chapter 9. Chapter 10 is supplements. So talk about supplements. I talk a little bit about the ones that actually work, the ones that have not worked for me but have worked for other people. And give a warning here to think about what's being sold to us and make sure that we're not just paying for nothing, paying for things that don't work. So I talk about that here a little bit. Medical marijuana. So I talk about medical marijuana. There's a whole chapter on it. Lots of information about medical marijuana in here. If you're interested, if you've ever taken it, if you've never taken it, all you need to know that's available from the latest research is in this book right here. Advanced therapy. So I talk about DBS and other things as well that you might want to consider once your medications aren't working or your Parkinson's has gotten a little bit too bad. Speaking of which, Chapter 8 is what does the future hold? So what are some new therapies on the horizon? Is there going to be a cure within our lifetime, within the next 10 years even? That chapter talks about that. Chapter 9, keep doing what you're doing. So if you're working, keep working. If you're going to school, keep going to school. If you're living a life of pleasure and gardening and trying to live your best life and trying to be stress-free, keep doing that. And here's some advice on how to do that and stay positive at the same time. And then chapter 15 is all about thriving, all about, Parkinson's is not a death sentence. You will continue living, you will continue having a great life if you work hard at it, and you can do it. And this book will teach you how to do all those things. There's an appendix with a bunch of resources, which is great. Parkinson's nonprofits, a lot of different organizations that contribute to research and so on and so forth. Then finally, a very important part for me is there's a references section where everything I talk about is properly referenced, so you can see, I think DBS is great. Well, why do I think DBS is great? Here's a research article that talks about outcomes for people with DBS now compared to in 10 years or something like that. So all that information, all the scientific research is in the back of the book. So if you want to look at that and have some further reading, you can absolutely do that. So I hope you take a look at this book, Parkinson's Warrior. There is a link in the description down below, so please go ahead and get a copy. And if you have any questions, you can always leave me a message or email me. I'd love to hear from you. And let me know what you think. Thanks.